Hey everybody, welcome to the Tuesday Night Live. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm smoking some of this Black Amnesia Haze right now. It's actually tasting pretty good. How are you? Let's get some I had some other music going. Let's get some music going in here. I didn't realize I didn't have that going for you guys yet. Hope you guys are all having a good evening. And what are you guys smoking there? What's up, Terminator? What's up, Yama? It's awesome you made it today. Yeah, actually, it's good to see you, brother. Kevin, hope you're doing well. That's awesome. You got some new ones growing. Are they in the same tent setup, or are you having another tent getting ready to go in there? JM, hope you're having a good evening. Same with you, indoor, outdoor. So, okay, let's move. Yeah, there's Skywalker OG. That sounds good. Axel Jackson, hope you're doing well, brother. Let's bring that down a little bit. Let's go. Blaze in Arizona. Hope you're doing well, man. How's everybody's week been so far? Anybody's welcome to come up, share their grows, just kick it if you guys want to. Probably chat with you guys for a bit here and have smoke some. Oh, I see you're taking me. What's up, Doyle? Hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, man. What's up, Smokey? Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Okay, awesome. What was it sent by per se? Is it just sent with regular mail? Because I get like a lot of random things from like. As long as it's regular mail, it shouldn't be an issue. Did the other ones too, but sometimes. What's up, 710? Hope you're doing well this evening. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Then I don't have to worry about it. I always get those random things from like peer laters, like we're holding a package. I'm like, I'm not getting a package from you guys, so I'm like, I just want to make sure that those are still. As I assume that they're most of these ones are just scam things of getting my text message. I'm trying to get you on that. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be showing you guys the plants here. We got it down to the one of the Fruity Pebbles OGs that we're gonna be running. We got it down there to the one that we want to keep, and we have our 3 prospects. 2 of them going to the 4x8. One's going to the 3x3 just to be basically super cropped or monster cropped out. There's a whole bunch of clones taken off of it. Yeah, no, perfect, man. No, it won't be. It wasn't from them. I get things from like UPS and Purelator, and they look at the URL, and it's like they messed up the spelling on one part of it. You're like, you skeezy bastards trying to fucking get people. I just normally ignore those because I think I think they call me if it's I think they would normally those type of people would call if it's an issue. Hey Ray, what's going on, Raging? We're doing well. absolutely. You're right. That's exactly what they would do. Yeah, there's other ways around it. They don't send a weird text message with a fucking weird link. Go here to figure it out. No. But those broth bags, actually, I will show you guys them. They're already about this big by this big. They've exploded since we did the transplant / we taught them on Sunday as well. So they're starting to throw out branches, which is good. What's going on in 420? It's smoking good. This is that Black Amnesia. Was it 24%? What was it? I think it was 24% I got on this. No, not 24%. 21.59. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right. It was total cannabinoids was 25, so there's some extras in there. What's up, Seb? Yeah, right. Awesome. Well, people aren't gonna. We have nobody coming up to show their grows or anything. We could either see my live plants, or we can see pictures of what my flowering plants are first. I'd opt in to show the live plants right now. Let's get this off here. That's what we'll do. I'm just gonna mute this, and then I'll meet you guys over by my vegging tents, and I'll show you kind of what's growing on over there. All right. So hopefully that comes in good for you guys. So yeah, these are the frost bags. So these have only been alive for like the seeds got germinated. I want to say it's Tuesday, 31 days ago. We germinated these. These are the two that are be going to the 4x8, and this one we're going to keep here and take some clones off of it. But we topped it on the weekend. And that one. So we're starting to get a lot more branching already, start coming out. And once this branching starts to come out a little bit more, then we're going to tie them down with pipe cleaners and stretch them out, get them all nice and ready for the 4x8. And then this is the Fruity Pebbles OG. And Fruity Pebbles OG cross Pink Lemonade. This is one of BBD's grows bushes, one of his genetics. And this is the one that's going to follow into the 2x2 once the E-Town is done. And the E-Town has it's got about 2 more weeks left of growth. We harvest dry, 2 more weeks,
So this one's about 4 weeks, or give or take, before it's going to be in the before that one's in the 2x2, and then we're going to turn it into a net and flip it. And then these ones are where are we at right now? Going into week 6 of flower right now for the juice junkies. So these ones have about 6 weeks before they're ready to even go into that 4x8. So these got some time. They're gonna get nice and big, so we can spread them out and not do any to reduce the amount of vegging. Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is Coco Core, 100% Coco by Canopy. And then that's fed with the raw nutrients, now renamed as Calyx by MPK Industries. So you can still go to MPK Industries and grab raw, but it's Calyx instead. Hope you guys are doing well. I see there's a few more people in chat. I'm gonna catch up to chat when I'm back over by the computer. But yeah, this is what we got right now. For veg, we kind of got this going. It's hooked up to an ink bird up here, so we're just making sure we keep it dialed in. And this one again. This is underneath the. It's an HLG DIY. This one's actually wired in not in series, but in parallel. Just that was the way for me to get the driver to work to power both of the QB288s. Yes. So I'll go over to the computer. I'll meet you guys there.
Error. Yeah, it freezes up sometimes when I don't want to make sure I don't hit end because I've hit that before, so I just close the screen and it freezes. All right, let's see who joined in. Run. Hope you're having a good evening. NVG. Hope you're doing well. Who else is in here? Dave Zoom. Nice, Dave. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Stoked. Hope you're having a good evening, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I was always just to be honest, I was winging it here, and I didn't have a pH up or down, and because I just use flower nutrients at all times, and I just increased my a little bit of CalMag in veg. I just added CalMag to it, and that's about it. But because of the phosphorus levels in the flowering newts, it was really bringing my pH down too much, and I was just kind of letting it go, and that's why my last ones up until now were kind of not looking 100. So now that I have the pH up, I make sure it gets hit at like 6, all the time, and they've been really happy. Yeah, hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, that's why sometimes you notice that the vegging plants kind of look for a little bit, because I kind of just didn't pH them properly. So I'm doing that now. Hey, how's it going? Can't close. Hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, no, I have to kind of work with what I have. When MPK Canada kind of dissolved, when Mark walked away, like when he went to do his own things, he gave me these big tubs of nutrients, and it's like serious with the nutrients, but it's just flower nutrients, so I have to adapt to make it somewhat reasonable for veg at the same time. It allows me not to have to pay for newts. But yeah. Let's see. Let's have another one. Oh, wait a minute. That is Cat. I'm like, where's Cat? I'm like, oh, that's who I've been talking to. It is low class. I could. I just got enough of the other nutrients, and I just kind of keep it. I got a lot of it, and it just keeps it consistent with the feeding that I do all the way through. I do have. There are a couple things up there. I got ammonium nitrate, or just they're nitrogen, which is ammonium nitrate. If I needed to add a little bit of extra nitrogen, and then I have the CalMag, and then I have the amina, the aminos, but not the tech grade. And all the tech grades at my other grow, so it's the other bags. Yeah, I know the Coca Cores. Yeah, it works. It's nice that it's inert with a decent exchange. But yeah, I know. Like I said, if anybody has any grows they want to show, come on up and share them. The link's at the top. I mean, it's just pretty easy to go through those steps. It would be nice to have an actual bench solution. I've been trying to get in touch with MPK Industries, but right now, because like I try to keep, I'm not going to be getting into this topic, but because of all the tariffs between Canada and the United States, me being Canadian, they're trying to hold off before sending stuff back and forth until they know what's happening. That's why I haven't really gotten anything for like giveaways. I haven't gotten anything for new nutrients from. Yeah, fucking sucks. To be honest, I haven't gotten anything from them since October. That's why giveaways kind of stopped. Like, well, all I can really give away now is like shirts and maintainers. Yeah. So once the dust settles, we'll get back into the group a bit. If not, I'll just move on to somebody else. It's not about what they can get me. It's what I want to be able to. I want to get stuff to give away on my lives. I want to do that to give to other people. That's what it's about. And it's just frustrating that we can't cross that yet. Yeah, it is. But I try to not talk about it because it's like so many of you guys are awesome. You guys are all from the States, so I don't know where you guys stand. So I just keep talking about weed. I know it's gonna settle at some point, so we'll be all good. Maybe a second. Yeah, exactly. I got 4 more lined up, and we're gonna do some dads pretty soon too. Bubble hatch video will probably come out. Let me see. I made bubble hash. I have all the clips. I remember saying that last live stream. I just haven't got to it yet. Maybe next week. I might put it together next week. Maybe next Friday. What's up, old school? Hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, Galaxy. Hope you're having a great evening, brother. Yeah, I know the bubble hatch, and it's with the new setup, with the new system, and running it seems to do well. So I did it the first time, just kind of get back in the groove of it because I haven't done bubble hash for like up until then for like 2 years. So I wanted to run it first and kind of But the second time around, I definitely filmed it, and I got a lot more hash the second time around. Let's see how much. I got an extra, or like an ounce, well, ounce and a quarter on top of. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing well. Let's that reminds me. You got we got pictures actually for you that we'll put up. I just totally forgot to save them. So I'm just doing that quickly so it doesn't have your email and all that on the share screen. Bear with me for a second, everybody. Here I am, fucking so stoned. I'm ducking, thinking that I can see around my monitor, trying to put it over to the next screen. What would you recommend for spider mites? Where you live? Do you live? Are you in the United States, or are you? If he's in the United States, I'd recommend using Asmax or Asgard. We can't get that here in Canada though, so that's why it depends on where you live. Yeah, if you're in Maine, I'd use Asmax or Asgard. Mighty Wash, awesome. Actually, yeah, use Mighty Wash because that actually has the Ratrin within it, I believe. And if you use that, you can use MBK Matte, I believe. Let me know if that coupon still works. It should still work. Hopefully they tell me otherwise. It doesn't, but that should save you some extra. It doesn't save me anything. What's up, PD? Hope you're doing well, brother. But yeah, if you're in the States, yeah, if you're gonna use Mighty Wash, definitely use that coupon because if it's still active. Yeah, Yama hot shots are nice, except for the fact that they off-gas. They're off-gassing pesticides, so you want to make sure if you're going to use them, yeah, for veg, you can do it. But I wouldn't do it in flour. That was something that I kind of stayed away from. Yeah. It's the I can't pronounce it right, but yeah, it is the active ingredient that's in neem oil. It's the actual thing that does what neem oil does. It's an anti-molting agent, and spider mites need to molt, and if they don't molt, they die. So you shut that thing off for the actual bug, and it will not survive. So. And the only reason why it's not legal in Canada or not allowed for human consumption in Canada is because I asked it. Absing told me this. And I don't know exactly when the study was. He said apparently it was a while ago. Based on rat study, it could possibly pass the uteral lining. it was never studied. It never happened in humans. It's been used in humans for a long, long time in that culture as well. In certain cultures, I should say, and it's based off of that. That's the only reason why Canada doesn't allow it. So you're totally safe. But yeah, how did you just accidentally get them from going in and out and being cross-contaminated? I'm just wondering how you would have got them. I don't know, diatomaceous wouldn't do much because diatomaceous is more for like the ground dwellers or the ones that go in and out of the ground because it will cut them up. But yeah, one of the best things. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing well, brother. One of the best things that you can do, and I always do, is like I always do my garden stuff at the beginning of the day. If it's not the beginning of the day, make sure you have a shower, change your clothes. Like, and I know it sounds like it can be a bit much once in a while, but it could, depending on what you do. If you're outside for work, like I'm outside, I do glass. That's why maybe you saw like a bunch of like caulking and shit on my hand from doing the job today. And I'm in bushes all the time, and I would not be going into my tent without having a shower and changing my clothes, because who knows what type of bugs I'm picking up. And you just gotta be careful, that kind of thing. Especially with those kind of bugs, because those kind of bugs are just out. Once you start getting them, and most of the time that's where you're gonna pick them up from. Yeah. Yeah, I learned my lesson by, I had people that watch my channel for a while know this. I used to let my cat go inside my tent, and normally it was never an issue. And he used to sit there as I'm trimming, and it was cute. He'd sit there and watch me, and everything was fine. Except for when fall came around, and my decked plants started dying. And when they start dying, they start attracting other insects and other pests to start trying to consume these to help kill them off a little sooner. But then the pet also goes outside and hangs around those plants. Then they jump from plant to pet, and then jump from plant to plant inside. And then you have an issue. And that's how I got thrips. And for thrips, I used cucumaris as a predator, and that dealt with them. I got them soon enough. It gets aggressive. That was about 2 years ago. So let's do a dab before you light another joint. You gotta load it up a little bit too. Yeah. Yeah, it could be that. I don't know if ladybugs are gonna eat them. Do they? I'd say, yeah, stick to like the Mighty Wash if you can get that, because that will work. That works wonders. Thanks for bringing that one up, Galaxy. I totally blanked on that. It's so frozen. There's the ones. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's really weird, dude. I've never. That's cool though. It was like was it like a shedded? Yeah, no, and with yeah, bugs. A lot of the times, bugs will only attack the sick plants, and that's why, like I was saying, I got it during the fall when plants started getting a little less proper and they started falling apart. But after this, we're gonna get into. I'm gonna show some pictures that Matt sent me yesterday, last week, and I totally didn't even see the email. Yeah, they do. Certain bugs will still attack, but it's sucking insects. The actual, it's like, and the actual amount of bricks that you need in your plant is 12. It's the 12% mark. You need 12% bricks for sucking insects not to consume your plant. There's still other bugs that kill, but a lot of the ones that we that we don't want to have to deal with, we'll avoid them. Yeah, and spider mites are one of those ones that will still attack your plants if they're healthy. That's why I was wondering how you got them. By the way, well, what's up, mate? Doing well? Yeah. Yeah, there are certain times in the year that even over where my grow is, there are spider mites outside, and I even see them. But I mean, I'm so careful with like not touching the cement and where I see them when I'm walking. I've never had a problem with them on my plants, but it's you just gotta make sure you keep it clean, and you gotta make sure when you know things are around, just be very careful with it. I remember I was sitting there one time smoking a joint, and they were going between, like, there's these things, and I looked, and they were really, really fucking little red things. I was like, you son of, really? Yeah, I've never had them on my plants. So it's not gonna be, if you believe in superstition or whatever, not gonna would say that. But I've only had drip issues and gnat issues when I didn't know how to water correctly when I was first learning how to grow. But once you learn how to water correctly and use the proper IPM measurements, you don't have problems with gnats. Yeah, and that's right, Kevin. You got an aphids too, but yeah, and that's one of those ones. It's pretty easy to deal with. They're gross though. when you actually do get them, you open your tent, they will fly in your face. That's so gross. Yeah. BTK is great for caterpillars. I use that my outside grow that one year when I did the 8x8 scrog. Exactly what I did. I sprayed it with BTK a couple times in veg because I knew the fucking backyard had caterpillars. And I did see caterpillars on the plant, but they were dead. I saw a lot of dead ones on my plant. But I never had any problems with it. There were other plants that had problems in that yard, and my plant was fine. But yeah, definitely doing a couple doses of that works. No. Oh damn! You gotta do it. Just thinking who could maybe want to go out there. I still got one. I haven't brought it up for a while. We're just getting into that time of year where you can do it, but yeah. I only got 2 spouts on mine though. No, I know. I think. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Are you gonna try to do it? Are you gonna separate them so you can get a couple different ones that way? Nice. That sounds like an awesome plan. All right. Well, it's been a little bit of time. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll go into that story. I just on there. Let's show mass pictures. You still here, by the way, Matt? So you can talk through them if you want, or I can just show them. Yeah, there you go. All right. By the way, it's looking awesome. Looks really good, dude. Well done. That's a 2x2, right? I'm using that's 2-inch netting, or 2-inch, 3-inch, or 3 or 3.5-inch netting. Well done. Yeah, you got a great job on opening up the space too. Is this you're in the 20s, right? In this picture. Sorry, I closed your email because I didn't want to have that open. So that's why I was hoping you were here. 16, nice development for 16, dude. Yeah. That's awesome. You got the. How often do you feed? Are you feeding? And what size are these? Those must be like 3 gallons. This is a 2x4, right? Are those 3 gallons or what size are those? Yeah, Jack's 2x1 is a good choice, man. 4 times. Awesome. Yeah, you're doing really well, dude. Oh, 2 gallon. Yeah. Yeah, that's why when I said 3, when I threw out the 3, I was wondering because they still look small. But no, that's awesome. And you said you're hitting them 4 times. Is that cocoa? It's cocoa. Yeah, that picture too. Nicely cleaned up. Well done, dude. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I got close, I'm like, yeah, that's cocoa. Looking really good, dude. What's they must from 16. That was 16, right? Or are they 16? What's up, Warrior? Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, 16. So, and it's been at least a week because it was a week that you sent them to me. So they must be way. How much has the progress been? That first little bit, you're gonna get a fair bit of growth as well. Let's change this up. I've tried doing autos. I did that one auto. I did that White Widow auto outside. But of course that year we had an extremely humid August where I live. I don't know any of the years, and that was my plan, is to get it really big and thick, and then it became, as you see in that video, I had to do a staged harvest to try to keep it going. Yeah, no, the autoflowers, they're kind of nice because just like what Blazin was saying further up, I think he was planning to do a couple different harvests. I think I've seen ACT used to do that all the time. He used to do that. I've seen him around. Let's go. Let's get you up.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The progress was massive.
It's crazy.
And they're going to fill in now all the way through. Well done. Yeah. You can see all the sites in that picture. That's why I was zooming in a little bit, because you can see all the sites all starting. Yeah, there's a week. So when you took those pictures, was it actually last Tuesday you took them?
Yes.
Okay,
yep.
So it was a week. So
it was what's today? Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Friday. Saturdays was 3 weeks exactly. So
yeah. Yeah, that's
they're filling in. I wish I could have I over-vegged them, so I wasn't able to get this canopy like how I really wanted it. Yep. Like you know what I'm saying? I had to like train the net over the plants instead of training the plants through the net. You know what I mean?
I've twisted the shit out of my plants to try to get them to fit in a tent before, so I understand.
Yeah, so yeah, not too bad. Just really happy though with the growth, like the automation. A lot of people think it's like lazy or whatever, but I'm gonna tell you what, like they anticipate the water.
Yep.
Like it's weird as hell. They just love it, and they're huge. They're massive.
Yeah, you're doing 4 cycles. Yeah, I only do 2. I do a 6 a.m. and a 12 because I do a 6 to 6.
Okay.
But yeah, you're doing 4. That's interesting.
I was really trying to the crop steering thing,
Yeah.
right? So where I don't have any of the probes or anything like that, but they're keeping that EC at a certain level. It's reading the moisture level. It's really automated. But
Yeah.
I'm doing what I can. This is my first time. As you can see, it's not perfect. It's a prototype right now, but I'll tell you what, it works.
Oh, absolutely does. Dude, my stand for my manifold is made out of a piece of wood, and I put a couple of brackets. I'm like, it's DIY. So I hear exactly you're making it work.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's better. Right?
There you go. So
yeah,
I'm just it's not bad. See, I got a couple high spots there, right? So these up here, man, they're getting like right 50, 52, 51 lux, 52,000, right? So they're getting hit.
Yeah.
Where these ones down here, just whatever, you know how it is, man.
But you already said why. You over-vegged it, and that's what the problem you're gonna have to do. You're just gonna, for next time, that maybe when to flip it a little sooner, depending on cultivar, of course, because some like to stretch and some like to not do anything.
Yeah.
So it's a learning experience. It always is. But you're doing really well. You're doing really well keeping it down for an over-vegged dip.
And it's good too. Before we're rocking with it. I'm learning too, and again, watching your videos, other people just getting inspired, and because I was. Hey.
It's about controlling that canopy. If you can control the canopy and spread it like you have from side to side, then you're going to maximize, because if you can keep the more equal that you can keep it, then the more you can give it. Here, I'll get you out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. You can say it. Sorry, it looks like you turned it off, so that's why. I know you're all good. But
okay,
the more even you can give it, the more you can maximize your actual PPFT across the board. Lux PPFT. It's just your photons across the majority of your plant.
Right.
When you grow plants, like I've grown plants where they have like the big colas that grow up, and then you have like really good stuff at the top, and it looks great. But there's a lot of the other plant that really could have done better if it was all even. Right. So then that's the benefit of doing it this way.
And they're just frosty. Like it's just it's just a good. This is just gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good run. On my tape. Look at my tape fell off. It's crazy. That's illuminated, and I'm like, you know what? Well, I hope that don't cause any problems. If it does,
it's a good call. It's a good call, and if it did, it would cause a problem with kind of the bud that's right underneath it. You could have in Bugbee's program, they kind of showed a greenhouse that had a problem with a blackout curtain, and only really some of the plants that were in that one area, and only partial of the plants that was getting that was actually affected, not both sides. It was really interesting. So if it's right there, you're going to get that issue, not the entire plant.
Okay.
But again, the amount of light that you need for it to actually change is, they call it 10-foot candles of light. It just said basically it's enough. If you can sit there and read, and if you have a book in front of you at like reading level, and if you can see any of the words, like the minute you can't see any words on that, it's kind of how dark it needs to be. And if you wanted to ever experiment with that in a room to see how dark it really has to get, it's pretty fucking dark. Like I wouldn't really worry about it too much with the light about that much. Well, and what color is it? Green?
No, it's like orange, like digital orange.
I see.
Yeah, it's not crazy. But that's So it's light activated. That's the like the brand or whatever. It's like a violent thing. But as soon as the lights come on, it's set at it's like 2.5 hours. So like every 2.5 hours it hits, and or like 2:45, something like that. So it's like 4 waterings for 10 seconds, and I get at the end of the day, it's like probably a liter of runoff.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, so we're running off, and that back corner, or this way, yeah, that back corner back there, I still gotta. It's just I need to get back there and get this. There's just some stuff back there I think I can do a little bit better. See how it's a little thick back in that back corner.
Yeah, can you get to that side of the tent though, or is it?
Yeah, I can. I just missed it. You know, yeah, just little stuff. So, but yeah, that's it, man. Week 3, we're working in, and you know, we're starting to get stacked up, and I'm like, I had a little time. My boy, he's busy. He's occupied, so I'm like, oh, you know what? This would be a perfect time for me to just go live. You know, so
it's awesome. This is your first time up, I think, right?
No, it's my second time. The last time,
that's right.
Yeah. Last time, you know what I mean. I had the Dr. Earth Organics, and I was just really getting things dialed in. But I already had a whole nother harvest within that. I just been so busy, and I'm like, you know what, man? Let me get on here and check out Matt. And you know, I'm one of your followers, man. And yeah, you keep me motivated. And yeah, for sure, bro.
You're the one putting the work in, though, man. You're the one in there getting it done. It looks awesome. It's just it's really cool to see like the like progression, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, man. And I'm just grateful to be able to do it for real.
Well, you're gonna get massive amounts, and you're not gonna have to worry about it. And it's gonna be quality because they're all in that range. You're keeping it in that proper range.
Right.
And with those outliers, right? If you have enough buds that are going to be in that proper range, then yeah, I let them get toasted, because it's really those ones that you can sacrifice a few of the ones that want to do that if the majority of the rest of your buds are going to be better. You're going to get a better quality. I've done that. I've had colas, and I've just let certain ones go, depending on how many. Like you have almost enough to say that you might want to keep it even in the middle, kind of do a little extra on the tip, on the top ones,
right?
And then because you do have enough that it would maybe affect. But like I've had it where there's been like 2 that have kind of been doing their own thing, and I've just said fuck you guys, and then you can get a little extra. Like you got to take it for the team, man. Yeah, exactly. Yours is even the outliers are even enough with the canopy where you can just be a little easier on them.
Yeah, awesome. I like it. Yeah, I even built me a new rig for this round. It's the triple XL. So I got 3 R spec boards with the 320 HLG. I just love DIY. Like
that board, in my 4x8, right? The DIY Scorpion I made.
Yeah,
it's basically 2 of those and an extra heat sink, and I just tied it together. Yeah, that's all it is.
Gotcha.
And I just kind of have the wiring going across from one heat sink to the other.
Yeah, I love HLG. Like I'm a fanboy. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I want to get into the bar style, but I'm not sure what brand I want to go with. Yeah, because I want the best. Like whatever. I mean, I'm sure they're all the same or whatever, but then again, they're not really. I just ain't found the best yet, and I will be switching to a bar style light. That's my next one. So
yeah, there are really good brands. Fluence makes really good. If you want really good brands, Fluence is one to look at for bar style lights. They also their bars are also, you can take them out and replace them. So
and what was the name? What was the name again?
It's Fluence, and they make Fluence, and I think Spider. I know Wes, who comes up on the live, he uses Fluence.
Okay.
But they're owned by Osram and use Osram diodes. So yeah, and that's, by the way, why. And Osram is also the same company that makes those photo boosted diodes in your board, I believe.
Yes, that's exactly. Yep, they make them red ones. Yep, that's exactly.
I use the same equipment.
Yep.
Yeah, we
yes,
use we use HLG DIY kits. So yeah,
I love it.
But yeah, they have a price tag to them.
Yeah, I ain't worried. Yeah, I mean, I ain't worried about that though, because I don't do nothing. This is what I do.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But they're definitely one to look at. I would talk to Wes when he's around. And just kind of, because I only know them as being that the quality for what they are from just researching and doing my stuff, right? He actually owns those lights.
Okay.
So he'd be a good person to chat with.
And then these, I didn't order them with the training loops in there, so I kind of just DIY'd my own little. I could pick them up and train through these. This is how I started training them out through there. So, and I could pick my pots up in them. So, some of my training holes when I first get them, start tying them down.
Oh, so, that's perfect. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes that work right, so you don't have to do anything with your bags.
Exactly. Yeah, I ain't got to put no holes in them or have them looking crazy. And I'm a country boy, so we try to improvise when we can,
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. And these are from the Bucket Company. These trays here, these are priceless, man. They hold a lot of liquid. And they even got like a little thing set up for runoff. I don't have that set up yet. I don't have my drain set up yet, but I'm gonna do that so everything just kind of goes away.
Oh, that's awesome! You're gonna get a drain set.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, it feeds. That's my main reason why I have to go to the other grow besides spawning the other plants now. But is to vacuum out my trays so I don't have a flood.
That's where I'm at right now. And but it forces me to get in here, because if not, I wouldn't even have to mess with it for a whole week until I have to change my res.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about having that automation. I wouldn't be able to grow the big, like the plants in my tent the way they are if I didn't have the automation. I can't be there 2 days a week. I don't live there. I'm not allowed to flower. I'm not allowed to flower here, to be honest. So that's why I flower somewhere else. I have some veg plants.
Yep.
But it's they're not, and even though it's legal to have them, it's a landlord agreement thing. So
I got you.
Make sure that they don't be doing any flowering.
Yep. All right, brother. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do my best to get in at least, a few more times before harvest, and leading up to these are some S1 Gorilla Glue number 4s I got from some really good people, and I got some real crazy genetics on deck coming in, mainly organics. Blessed me up, and it's about to go down. So
yeah. No, nice, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I appreciate the platform, bro.
No worries, dude. Anytime.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get back in chat.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, anybody's welcome to come up and show or come up and smoke one. Yeah. And yeah, cheers, dude. Thank you for showing. It's awesome to see your progression too on how you grow and how where you're getting to like that. You have a really good spread out tent. It's you're just gonna do really well with that and not to worry about getting weed from somewhere else. That's the best thing too. That's what it's about. It's like not having to go and buy it from the fucking store or some blood. You know, to grow your own. Yeah. How's your plants been doing, Yama? What's going on, brother?
Matthew, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, not much. Hope you're doing well.
I'm not doing too bad.
Actually, it's awesome that you came up because Matt was up and he was showing his lights and he was because he likes HLG, he likes having like good equipment and stuff, and he was saying about going to bar style. So I suggested to him fluids. And what would you kind of because he said he doesn't kind of like he doesn't care about cost, it's more about quality, right? So I suggested fluids, and you have fluids, so what is your opinion on that? What do you think?
I mean, I think at this point you're probably paying for the name.
You are at this point, it's no longer that the top tier kind of light anymore.
No, and if you really wanted to go up above and beyond, I would check out Fouse. Fouse.
Okay.
They're insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But they mostly are like for commercial, like 1500 watt monster light. But yeah, if you're trying to go over the top, but most of the light tech is plateaued, like where everybody's just copying the fluid spectrum from when it first started.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome that you came on, because I was saying I was suggesting fluids because from what I read, but no, it's nice to know to hear that.
The problem with fluents is they got so big that they're hard to get a hold of.
Oh, I see.
And so there are other companies that, you know, if you have issues, and especially if you're just a home grower, like, we just don't have time to be like dealing with a 1-2 light thing when they got, you know, multi-state operators and.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I even like tried to go back and get some little clips that broke that hold the light rails on, and they said that they discontinued and don't have any. And I was like, what do you mean you don't have any? In a box somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hear you.
Like old manufacturing stock just disappeared. So I don't know, I thought that was a little weird. Yeah, like you could fit like a gajillion of them in a Rubbermaid tote and stick it on a shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. That would be a good, especially for something that would be a part that would be necessary.
It's a flimsy little part.
Yeah.
And it's the click on. It's like the thing that slides over the rail and latches so they don't slide off in any direction. But
Oh,
it's this
really?
dainty little plastic thin thing.
I see. No, that's good. That's good. At least. So I haven't really looked at really lights in a long time. Yeah, that's the one that he was mentioning. That's how
And
spelled it.
I believe that Grow Mouse, he's the one who partnered with HLG. He took apart a bunch of fixtures, including some of the first Fluence spiders, and he found Chinese parts in some of the inside mechanicals, which didn't, make me so happy to hear that aesthetically, like, everything's American made or German, and then I got some cheap Chinese parts where you can't see. And that might have only been, a freak fixture or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that dude's transparency where he just gave it to you straight out. Like, I'm going to take these apart. We're going to check and see what we see. And I think HLG makes bar styles.
No,
They don't.
they're QVs. Everything is QV.
Okay.
I believe they actually were the ones who first came out with the QV.
Yeah, which is like the quantum board that just blasts.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that's what all my lights are as well. They're all the QVs. That's why that side always does so nice with them. I know it's.
What's your leaf surface temperature on those? Any higher than ambient?
I haven't checked. Nah, I'll check on the weekend. No, yeah, I'll check on the weekend. So I'll put out some more time. What am I doing on the weekend there? I'm only defoliating my 2x4, so that's really not that much fucking work.
Yeah.
One tent is open up, give it some water, take some pictures, and do a little video. Done. Because it's so far along. That one. Oh yeah, no, I'm checking track. There's a couple things, but it's nothing crazy. So yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll check the leaf surface. But
yeah, I'd love to see if like they're able to raise the leaf surface temp with like that much light, or if they have some red that's actually putting some heat down. That's my only problem, is that I want a higher leaf surface temp.
yeah. Well, the reds will do that if it encrypts on infrared in IR enough, because IR, that's all IR is heat.
Yeah. Well, I have IR in my Fluence, and I'm sometimes a few degrees under ambient.
Oh really? That's why I like it. I don't understand.
Infrared and infrared are different. Infrared and far red are different.
Far red is yeah. No, that's why I mean IR is in infrared. That's just heat.
Right. Infrared is equivalent to a fire or a stove. It throws heat away from it. And far red doesn't do the same thing. Far red's like induction.
Yeah. No, I was the same. It was that did the same. What's up, Skunk? Tommy? Blended.
Umbrella trellis. That's what I'm smoking on.
Nice. Hey Tetra, hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, planning. What Yama said. That's just manipulating them and playing with them. Making sure your nutrition is right, though. If you have a good amount of like calcium and silica, it's gonna definitely help. But it's just like you said, that helps.
A
Depending
warmer,
on what you're. What's up?
a warmer spec. No, cooler spectrum. So
Bluer.
a bluer spectrum plus wind. And I like the trick that a lot of people do where they pluck the big fan leaves or like the fans all the way up the stem. And then it just promotes the plant to just keep bushing out. And, you keep it short and squat. But fans will also do that.
But you're right. Blue is it inhibits cell expansion. So that's why that's that benefit. If you go too blue, if you go too blue to the UV, you'll start initiating more anthocyanins too, which is you don't want to go that far.
Yes, you get a deeper, darker, almost purple green growth.
Do you prefer that? Do you like that?
No, actually, I think that is making your plant susceptible to pathogens and it's pulling too much nitrogen into the cells.
Yeah, that's why a little bit of blue is nice, and don't go too far. If you're like that, like the light I just showed at the very beginning of the live in my veg tent, I have the HLG with it's a 470 nanometer boosted, so it's they call it sky blue, and
right.
So it's all 400, it's all 4000 K light with sky blue in the inside, and that's what they use for their veg light to help keep your plant. So yeah, no, I don't know why I fucking overlooked that. Thank you for catching that. I should have fucking known that.
At 4,000.
And then the nanometer. Yeah, and that's for temperature, right? That's the Kelvin. And then for nanometer, I have the extra 470, which is a 470 spike in the spectrum.
Sure.
Because they have those extras in there.
Which 470 doesn't seem too much different.
For blue?
Yeah.
I guess they're thinking of where it's spiking to. That's what it is. I know that they do the 470 for the blue, and they do 660 for the reds.
Okay. Yeah, well, that makes more sense. Because the higher you go, the more red, the more warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't checked out the Faust lighting, just check out some like commercial gardens on YouTube. Like just put in Faust lights, FOUSE LEDs, and I mean they are mean. And all the plants always look super happy.
Nice.
And they can throw light. They can actually put different lenses on to like you could. I mean, I've seen it where he's got a 3-row facility and he's running the 2 ends in veg, and the plants in the middle. That's probably like a 15-foot gap with aisles that the 2 sides are making the plants grow perfectly even. Like that's some crazy spread for an LED. And those are the lights that he pulled 8 pounds dry off a 4x4 in living soil, water only in beds. And that was the lights cranked up like way high. I think he only runs them at like 60%. He's still pulling like 6, between 4 and 6 off a 4x4. And he had to crank them down because he said 8 pounds was too taxing on the system.
Yeah. No, that's.
But I mean, those are like crazy fish story numbers.
Yeah.
In this regulated market. So I mean, he would be willing to show you those like harvest numbers. He said he had to double his dry area and dehumidification when he brought the lights in because they were just so crazy strong. He produced that much more biomass and the humidity, and he needed double the dry space because obviously he was, you know, throwing crazy yields down. Trippy breath, platinum. Damn, sounds good. Eurostep with this. It almost like a beef jerky, red meat meets like a gelato.
Oh, nice.
But it's all meat. Like it doesn't smell like gelato. But just that mix. Like if you mix gelato with beef jerky and red meat.
Nice. That sounds good. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Deep notes. So my favorite.
Roast candy.
Roast candy.
That's his. I believe that's his favorite still, right? Is that still your favorite region? Oh, that ain't good. No good spoken on that. Hey. Yeah, no, he's got an awesome nose. I unfortunately destroyed my nose in the past, so it's I wish I had the nose I used to have as a kid. As a kid.
You can just go get some mold exposure and make you hypersensitive to smells.
Yeah, what?
You just go expose yourself to some black mold.
Maybe I get it back.
Yeah, you will.
Go throw some fucking water in a corner of a room and come back and.
That's like a really common symptom is hypersensitivity to fragrance. When you have some kind of mold or really bad toxin exposure, heavy metals will do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, you got all tested and you went through your Lyme thing probably, right?
I did, yeah. I also had like lead present in the last 10 days from the blood test, which I was like, where the heck is the lead coming from?
Shit.
We tested our water machine and everything, and that came up non-detect.
I just remember that fucking you just sitting there in a blanket and barely being able to move. And that lasted months.
Yeah, that was a year ago, a little over a year ago, a year and like 2 or 3 months. And it had been like that for 4.5 years at that point, 4 years. So almost 5 years. Like not thinking that I was coming back. It was pretty bad. I didn't think I was ever gonna like walk heavy on my feet, ride a bike, swing a hammer. I could barely pick anything up. I could barely like take the hose and walk the beds. Like so, there were some days where I just couldn't get in there.
Yeah,
Crawl. Yeah.
Well, and what sucks is you had at that point you had like this fucking beautiful garden, and then all of a sudden, boom, it got hit, and it's just like went sideways because there's obviously nothing you could have done.
Oh, so I'll give it to you on how I feel, like on a spiritual, philosophical standpoint on the whole thing after I've come out. I've seen my plants throughout almost 20 years of growing kind of mimic my life. when things were good, things were good, things were bad, things were bad. And when I got bit by the tick, I got russet mice. And this is before anybody was talking about hop latent viroid. And I started seeing the symptoms and the plants take a crash. I was like on my way down from the tick bite as well. And then through the I got a little bit better for a few months. I'd have like a okay harvest. And then I'd dip back bad and things. And it could have been me neglect as well. If you look at as I'm saying it, people could be like, oh, well, he's not doing it, so he's not taking care of his shit, so it's dying. But we both got these crazy viral diseases at the same time. And even when I would crop out, whatever my mood was during those months, that's what people would give me feedback and say oh man, this stuff's like the meditation stuff. And I'd be like, oh yeah, dude, I was really into it. I was researching stuff and playing singing bowls and meditating myself. And so those things I think transfer over because water and crystals and plants, we're all in tune. And so I wasn't going to give it up. And I was learning how to be a dad at the time for the first time. And life needed to slow me down.
Yeah.
And I don't take subtle hints. So I think that was a big part of it. The tick was meant to bring me back, change my ways, figure something new out. And so here we are on the other side, building back up. I'm getting better. I'm doing a bunch of stuff.
The garden was great. I haven't seen it in a while.
On its way back.
Yeah.
And so the relationship's different with the plant as well, with my new schedule and life being different. So it's been a wild ride.
Well, yeah, and at least your plants, you're doing it in such a way where it's not going to be taxing on you to be in there all the time. You're doing it in a more comfortable way.
Man, but I do not want to be in a tent. I can tell you that.
Right.
It's such a different relationship. Looking at them through a Velcro window.
Right,
all the time. They're get the zipper and open it and deal with it, and can't get it all the way open. In a room, you get to go in and just be with them.
Yeah.
Be in the room with them, not just have them in a tent in your room. To me, it's different.
But that being said, my 4x8 does feel different than working on my 2x4 or my 2x2 because I actually have to go in and under my plants, and I'm actually in. I feel like I'm in a fucking jungle. It's awesome. Sitting there until it's awesome until you're under there for about 2.5 hours dealing with everything, and then it's a little bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. You're just surrounded my plant. I remember that same thing with my big one outside. That 8x8. I remember sitting under it and pulling pulling out some of the leaves that are going gross underneath. And just being this is kind of cool. I'm underneath this giant fucking bush.
Yeah, they always try to grow things tall enough to where I could hang out underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I did in my 4x8 because there's I can't get to the other side of the tent. Yeah, tent trends are easy to work in. That's the difference. But you're just always kind of hovering over it, or being beside it is what we're talking about. It is also more work with a bigger area though.
Oh, not only for my journey back, but during those hard times that you were talking about. I thank everybody who was sending me like good vibes at that time, because I needed it, and I think it really made a difference to have this community here.
Yeah, but we just all want to make sure you're doing good.
Thank you.
Or at least comfortable, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just needed someone to connect with and feel a part of. I wasn't able to get out and do too much.
Yeah, man. Oh, it was always awesome whenever we can get you up on the lives just to hang out. Even the backstage stuff where it's just sometimes you didn't have where people don't have energy to do anything, right? Just to talk.
So now we enter Switzerland. Every rooftop garden in Switzerland looks like this.
Well, we're under construction right now. Not finished yet.
Are they coming off or on?
They're going on. That's the old label.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool, dude.
I'm gonna turn this one into a living shade. I'm gonna put some tomatoes in the hanging baskets and let the vines cover the whole top. Hopefully it works out.
Is there going to be a break in between the roof and your house entrance, or is that actually completely
no? It'll be right back up tight against it when it's done.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. No, that's really awesome, dude.
But
you're really going for it. I'm doing the same, Yama. Was that like a grow tent to like get in? You walk through?
no, that was just a hallway.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's a tent here, and a tent here, a tent over here.
Jesus.
And they're all in one tent right now still. But everything's doing fine.
Oh man, yeah.
Looks really
I haven't
good.
done any training yet, just been really lazy.
Just letting it go.
Yeah. Well, I did some on this a week or two ago, and it's rebounded pretty good. It's one that was just bent over and topped.
Yeah.
Rosemary still being rosemary.
How long are you gonna keep that one in the silica for?
Oh, probably not past this weekend. This one will get a new pot, and this one probably will too, just because. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all almost old enough to have a look at.
That's cool. There's like 4. Are they? Are they? Is it really 4 coming out the same, or are they just so close it looks like the same?
There's 4 there.
Yeah, and they're coming out of the equal nose, right? Or is it? Oh,
that close.
that looks so weird, though. Yeah.
Soon we'll be able to tell male, female.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Till then, it's just sitting there being comfortably dumb.
That's cool.
This is the next Purple Ghost candy. This one is Hulkberry.
Nice.
And this one is Divine Madness.
She's looking good, dude.
It's a Laughing Buddha cross with Sour Diesel.
Very nice. I like the training.
Other than pulling the branches down, there hasn't really been any training. It's just been a super short, stocky plant. So it'll probably be the 4x4. These three will probably go into flower before that one.
They're gonna go into flower before which one? The big one?
Yeah, this will probably be the last one going into flower.
Ooh, I see.
I just imagine all three of these are going to fill a 3x3 before that one fills this 4x4.
Oh, I see. You're putting those other three into the same tent?
Well, no, eventually they all get their own 10.
Yeah, right. That's
But, I got 3 3x3s and 1 4x4. And if I make that one the 4x4, these three will be ready before that one.
Even the little one?
Yeah, I think so. Just
You're right.
It's been a fairly slow growing plant, eh?
It hasn't grown much, but it's
like there's a lot of nodes in here.
oh yeah, that's what it's just really noting.
Yeah. It'll be good. Put it into a 7-gallon soon. Tie it down. See how much of the tent it fills out. I can't see it getting much though. It's not going to get much bigger than it is. Just short. Maybe it should go in a 3x3 and be done with it.
Yeah, if it's really going to be that slow.
But I heard it's very, very highly recommended.
What happens though is if it's going that slow in veg, and all of a sudden you put it into a smaller tent and it just blows up.
Well, as long as I don't use this short tent, everything else is to the ceiling, right?
Yeah, and from my experience, every node on the plant will put out a bud. So with that many nodes, it's gonna get ridiculous. Because just even when you go underneath your plant, you're like, why are these buds growing here? I was like, well, that was originally nodes that you've taken off as the plant's grown.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have a lot of nodes.
Still in the box. This one's sanitized, ready to go. This one is. This one still is not. But that's how it goes, right? You don't really clean it till you need it.
Yeah. Exactly. Then you have
This one's just been a storage tent for a little bit. Vacuum's usually in it too. But looks like it's time to put some water in the humidifier and do some work. I'll tell my wife to come in and do it here right away.
I can't. My veg tent, those plants are almost big enough. I don't have to put any more water in the humidifier. I can't wait. It's one of those things that is just nice when they're big enough.
I got 1, 2. Oh, this will be 8 easily. Got to rough them up a little bit. Except this one's going to fall over.
Yeah, no, that one's it's doing well. You're training it out nicely.
I actually haven't even
It
opened.
definitely needs that. I think it needs that food though.
Yeah. Well, it's not looking hungry at all yet. But it would do better with better access to water.
Yeah.
It'll go into this size container next.
Oh.
Whatever that sand pail is, and then that one will go into something that size. I think I got a Hulk one, so the Hulk berry will go in the Hulk.
Your root balls look like those Russian dolls.
Yeah. Oh, Matryoshka dolls. And actually, when you do break them up, you can find each one of those root balls.
I bet you can. That's pretty funny.
Like right down when we were breaking down the 20 gallons from over the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you found, here's the 7 gal. Oh, here's the one inside that one. Oh, here's the one inside that one.
Yeah, just because of the stages you're doing it, I think that they would wrap around that container.
Well, we don't usually have them stay long enough to get a heavy root ball.
Yeah.
If we did that, we felt we waited too long.
Exactly. Well, you get that timing down, of course, as you get used to your system, right?
Yeah. Imagine though, these ones we've been quite lazy. Well, just been a busy spring.
Yeah.
With everything else.
Your deck looks awesome, dude. It's definitely coming together. So you're not gonna have as much of like the big vegetation. Is that what it's looking like?
We're gonna have more.
Oh, there's gonna be more.
There'll be 5 more containers used, maybe 6 more containers used, but less variety. More tomatoes than anything else. Some flowers.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. I'm really interested in seeing how this is gonna set up, especially if you're gonna have more, because of like the way you have that new decking roof that you're putting up and everything. Right? You have that. And then you have your greenhouse as well, still, don't you?
Well, the greenhouse is becoming some of the new material.
Oh, I see. So you're So you're recycling the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Upcycling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That sounds better.
Well, once you take the plastic tarp off it, it's just a metal frame, right? You can do whatever you want with that metal frame till you feel like putting the tarp back on.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was trying to figure out like where the space would have come from to have that extra. But yeah, that's not there. Of course, you have a whole bunch of extra space, and you have a lot more hanging capability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Well, should be done in about 3 weeks.
Nice.
May long weekend is what we're planning for it.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Well, that's when I'm hoping to be finished anyway. That's when everybody else starts. That's when I like to be finished. But I'm going to jump down and get to watering and doing stuff in here.
Cheers, man. Thank you for showing that. That was awesome. And thanks for showing that deck.
Well, an adventure.
Yeah, man.
Catch you later.
Awesome. The progress is so fast. That's cool. When you come up each week that you come up, the progress is just so fast out there. You guys are definitely busting it.
I feel like I'm doing a lot less. But Saturday was dang hot.
Hey.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a great evening.
Bye.
What's another dad? Go. 6 my finger. Here is where my show a couple plants. Well, we're waiting for Wes to finish making his dinner. Here's the black and this is the E-Town by Frostbite Genetics. So this one is the one it's 2 weeks away from harvest, and then 2 weeks away from drying, and then the seed to harvest video will actually start coming out, and then we'll start getting that cycle of those. There's a little bit of a delay in videos, but we get there.
Hey, bud, I gotta run.
Have a good evening, brother.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah, man.
And hold on. All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Right. Well, we'll finish off this. Yeah, so this one has 2 more weeks. I came in and checked on the trichomes, and it's cloudy as they look. There's still a substantial amount of clear, so we're still gonna feed it until the end of the week, and then we're gonna start switching on to the the water only for the last 2 weeks. And we're gonna get a lot more. We're gonna get filling in during that process. That's that one. The ice cream marker is doing good. It's doing. I had to, so we lowered the net down a bit and brought it to be more even on Canopy. Cheers, thank you. That one actually at the very beginning of flower was in rather cooler temperatures than it really should have been in, but it's still frosting up nicely. They're starting to be good buds, but it could have been a little bigger if it had the proper temperatures. The 4x8, I go finish off pictures with this. So that's what the 4x8 is sitting at right now. So I came in and did a little bit of cleaning up. Just a little bit of, on some of the ones that were covering some of these lower sites, but I'm going to keep on as much as I can because I want to be maximizing photon capture, and we're going to start getting some fill in. This is, let's check, so it's right. This is day 35 of flower, so end of week 5. Bring it up to the lower, and we had leaf stripping in between. The other side. This is the side that's underneath the HLG. It's doing well. Again, stripped up to the lowers. I'm going to clean up some of these next weekend, do a little bit better job on that. But as these stack in and start to fill in, we're going to have some pretty good pull of this throughout this. Yeah. That's this side. This is on the other side again for close-ups. Again, this could be taken off, but I'm just leaving it for now. There's not much that was directly underneath it. Plus, it will look good as the plant starts to fade out. Unless it's being actually stopping something from underneath it from achieving what it can. I'm not too worried about it. But I'm going to be running these until week, for the end of week 10, at least. Depending if depending on how looking up. If you're not looking upwards at the light, it's not that bad. Not that bad. So if you're in a room and you're at eye level with a light, or it is above you and you're working on it, I would absolutely wear something to protect your eyes. I don't wear them that often, but I have a pair of Method 7 clip-ons that go onto my prescription glasses, so I can still see and not be all blurry as shit and try to do what I'm doing. And they're not here. They're at my actual flowering location. They're at right by where my air pump is. But that's a good option. So if you have glasses, you have to make sure you're getting the right ones for the right kind of lights. And most people are using LEDs, so you have to make sure you get one that's specific for a certain light that one's making. But yeah, to answer your question, I personally don't, because most of my plants are not tall enough where it's an issue for me, because I'm always looking downwards, and if I'm defoliating, that's the only time it's an issue. And yeah, if you look up too much, but I try to make a conscious effort of looking, if I am in that range, just like in between like the ground and like that mid range, I try to not look up and just look into what I'm doing, because there is a tendency to them, and you can hurt your eyes. Yeah, you're right. You gotta be careful, especially like I was saying, if you grow in a place where you are always looking upwards. So if you're growing taller plants and you're in a bigger room and you're looking slightly upwards to work on them, and the light is that way, and even if you're focusing here, you're still getting it. So you got to be careful at that point. Yeah, no, exactly. If I do start to notice, and normally that's not the best time, you should do them right away if you are going to look that way. But if I notice my eyes are strained, I do clip them on. That's why they're not here. Yeah, as long as if you're working in a tent and you're looking downwards and you're not looking in the way of, because those lights, they're coming off like that way, so they're not directly down. I know the Electric Sky, their lights were really good for being somewhat directly down and putting all the energy into the canopy space, which is really cool that they did have that. But most lights do spread out, so you have to think of the way that it spreads. What's up, Norman? Hope you're doing well. I have another dab. That's awesome, man. Oh, that sounds cool. No, I don't really mess around with chemicals. When I do concentrates, like what I'm smoking right now is basically hash rosin. It's made out of my double hash that I do through my freeze dryer and then press it in the rosin press. Yeah, it's all of this. Never done acetone. I have fucking been really, really dumb at one point. Yeah. No, I didn't use Everclear, right? I was bad, and I used fucking ISO. I was really, really not smart. I didn't do it again after I realized how bad it was of a decision. But yeah, no, this is all bubble hash. It's like I was saying at the beginning, yeah, is that the other video is going to be coming up. I'm going to say the 16th. The 16th, I put out a bubble hash video. She's good. She's in the other room right now. They're just waiting for me to get down on here so I can actually hang out with them. It was a long day at work. I only saw them for about half an hour before coming on the live. But yeah, today was rough. I was on the side of the building getting cooked. That's why my face is a little red. Because yeah, I do glass work and I was just like on the side of the fucking thing getting absolutely cooked. I didn't even have my glasses, like my sunglasses for it. So I'm all like, not quite yet. We're still in spring. Hey, Susan. Hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah. Yeah, no. So, yeah, I got this. Let me smell a candle, so. I use that for raking my rosin. And then I use that for drying my bubble hash. And then I have about 6 ounces of bubble hash that needs to get pressed right now. I'm actually looking forward to having to get new rosin bags and going back to the Supreme ones because I really don't like the Dually Tech ones that I was trying to give it a shot. So yeah, it is. I got one I bought it in December and I got it in early January. There was like a lead time, and luckily it wasn't. It was supposed to be a 10-week lead time. But yeah, I've been making some hash with it. Plus I've been doing candy, I've been doing fruits and vegetables, not vegetables, but I've been doing fruit. I need a different headset. One that's the cord is not only 3 feet long. Oh, bananas. Candy. Berries. Pineapple. Yeah, they do. Apples and pears. The apple is the one that's the pear is the one that's really white, and the apple is the one that's not as white. A giant bag. Oh, and you see what happens if they're sitting there for too long? So that's what you got to make sure they're in a safer bag than one of these because they get crunched. But for the most part, there's some good ones at the top. More candy. Okay. Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Yeah, the candy's awesome. Yeah. But then you do. So that's bubble hash. That's been dried in there. So, and it's frozen. So that's why it's so fluffy, and I have to put it away really quickly. If this stayed out of that fridge for a bit, it starts to stick together. Let's put that. But yeah, so that's also what you can do with it. And yeah, that's what's gonna be in that video. Air dried, yeah. It's really hard, and you need it if you get a room that's clean. You need to make sure it's clean. But you get a room that you can get the temperature and the humidity down to the right amount, like it's still gonna be a very cold room, and you can do it well. Frenchie used to do it. He used to show videos on doing it. Yeah, they had some pretty good air dried hash techniques. Yeah, but keep in mind that hash was made out of trim. So right. It's not made out of buds, or it is kind of buds. It's like the smalls and the sugar leaves. So it's not that stuff. It's not made out of like top bud material. It's not made out of fresh frozen material because I need to empty this out and make it into hash. And I'm gonna start using that hash for other things too. I'm just making rosin. I'm gonna use it for making edibles, or just at least suspend it so I can use it for edibles. But I would absolutely, yeah, that stuff, and that's the rosin it makes. It's not. There's my fucking nasty fingers. But oh shit. It's kind of gooey. It's kind of waxy. It's not. If it was better material, right, or definitely frozen material, it'd be a lot better. But this is stuff that would have been made out of trim. It's pretty. It's cool to be able to do that because it's stuff that you just think that it's not really has much value, and you can really make. I've made 10 ounces of hash already, and I've done it twice. First time was 123 grams. The second time was 157. Yeah, no, and right, Norman. And when you have better material, like if you can keep it, like you can do it fresh frozen, it's gonna be really good. Or if you're just taking the bud material, keep in mind what I'm using is trim material is it's stuffed in a bag and put it in a freezer. But I'm just saying, you can make something out of it, and this shit tastes good too, with being through the process. What am I growing at the moment? Okay, I got in the 4x8. I got Juice Junkie. That's by Fraser Valley. I got in the 2x4. I got Ice Cream Marker, which is Terpy Mutants Genetics. In the 2x2, I got E-Town by Frostbite Genetics. In the veg tent, I got Frostback, that's Frostbite Genetics, and that's going into the 4x8. And in the once the Juice Junkie's done, and then I also have the Fruity Pebbles OG crossed with Pink Lemonade. That one is going to be that one is by VPD Grows Bushes. He's in the community. He's probably watching this right now, and I'll probably get a message from him. And that one is going to be going into the 2x2 once the E-Town is done. And E-Town is the closest one to being done. Once that's done, there's going to be a seed to harvest video going out. So it's about I would say about 5 weeks away from a seed harvest video. So we start doing them. Once they're in a rotation, it's going to be every 4 or 5 weeks. I'm trying to make it so it's not too long in between. But I'll still have the every 3 week series. No, Terpes is from Amsterdam. However, yeah, Terpes is from Amsterdam. Frostbite is from, I won't say his city, but he's from Alberta. And Fraser is from BC. So G-Tank, hope you're doing well. So that's what I have growing, and I'm going to start another Terpes that's going to go into the 2x4, and that is going to be Banana Chemfree, which is going to be another freak. It's going to be a bunch of cool things in there. So we're going to do that. They reached out to me. Yeah, Dominic reached out to me through Instagram. It's cool getting packages from Amsterdam. Yeah, dude, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I've been doing stuff with them. I do it at my guava mezcal grow. Do you remember? If you remember my guava mezcal grow, I'll show you. Actually. Not my video, but the So if you go to Terpy's website to actually buy their seeds. That is mine. That is my grow. That is my grow. That's not my grow. But that is, which he uses as the main picture. So, which is a pretty cool thing to have. I don't know if he says anything about it in here. But these are, he actually uses my pictures for the, yeah. I know when I saw that, I'm like, yes. Actually, let's go back. Let's see. Be like the other ones. That plant got so fat that it's really cool that you did that. Yeah, no, he already had all his Method of Croco pictures. Let's see if we can get the ice cream marker not fucking bad enough to see if we can get that one up on his site. Hopefully we can do that too. That'd be cool. But no, that's kind of a cool honor to have. But I've actually gone a little overtime getting stoned there, which is awesome because I like hanging out with you guys. But with that being said, I need to get to dinner. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening and week, and I will catch you guys on the next one.